Rise and shine out here on this tenacious Tuesday. Welcome to another episode, another segment, another day with your girl Nina Marie, your unity in the community kind of chick. And y'all, welcome. Happy Tuesday. I hope that your weekend was good. I hope that your week is off to a great start because the fact that we are in a new month, a new opportunity, a new day to really do some new things. Okay. So I am just super excited. I'm over here jamming to Good Life. Shouts out to Kanye West. Let me tell you one thing about us is that we will dog people all the time, right? But we will not give them credit for their just what they have contributed to our lives. And this is one of my all-time favorite songs, if I just can be honest. It's my jam. Why? Because the fact that we are still on this side says that we are in the good life, right? So I am just so excited. We have a great show planned on today. And what makes it so great is because we are celebrating a new month. Happy April. For those that have been following me, let's just even go back and talk about what is my jam, y'all. I'm telling you, my jam, okay? But what is Life Talks? I'm so glad that you asked for those that are fairly new here. So, Life Talks is for boys and girls, men and women who simply understand that there's more in life. Well, what type of more? I'm glad that you asked that too. It's any kind of more. Any kind of thing that you know that you want or that you see, yeah, that's the more. Okay? So, and it's a more, or let me say this. Everybody's more looks different. Okay? So, Life Talks on this show, I get an opportunity to talk about 5 different areas. And again, if this is your first time, there's 5 areas that govern my life. These 5 areas have been pillars, if you will, and things that has really helped navigate, help guide, help direct me every step of the way. And in my book, shouts out to my uh the biggest accomplishment I feel like of my life was finally putting a portion of my story on paper. But shouts out to my publisher. It was a self-publishing opportunity that I jumped into and very grateful. But in my book, I talk about, which is called The Journey and the faith it took to get there. And within my book, I share a lot about these 5 pillars, not necessarily pointing them out like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, but every last one of them I talk about in some way, shape, fashion, or form. And in these 5 pillars, it's not just in my book, but as I mentioned, is how I've chosen to govern my life in a lot of different areas, in every area of my life, I would say. So my faith, first important, right? My faith. And even as we prepare for resurrection week, y'all, or as we prepare for resurrection service, because we're already in resurrection week. But as we prepare for resurrection service, I'm really reminded of the sacrifice that God really put in. And so my faith is so important. If you in my home, in my office, you see that my walls speak. There's something on my wall in every aspect. Okay. It is just what it is, right? So my faith is so important. That's one of my first pillars. My family. Now, as a mother of 4, I got to be honest, y'all. This whole parenting thing, of course, if you're a mom or a dad, you know that they don't come with any kind of manual. And you love them all the time. And most of the time, you're ready to choke them too. But my family is important. Not just my kids, but my parents, my siblings, like my relationships in my life are just simply important. So when I say family, I'm even referring to friends who have become family. So my family is super important. My third pillar is my fitness. It is what it is. I'm on my way to my ratchet size class as soon as I'm done here. So my faith is super important. I mean, my fitness is super important to me as well. Then, of course, finances. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today as well. And then a whole lot of fun. But speaking of fun, make sure that if you are not following me on my social media platforms, I'm going to take a quick pause for the cause because I want you to take a moment, pull out your phone. If you're driving, just hold on. Don't, unless you at a light or something, but I suggest that you just wait until you pull over in its entirety. But follow me on my social media platforms because there is a whole lot of fun that's getting ready to drop down in those, and already has actually. So my fun is really important to me as well. Whether I'm at church, in my faith, whether it's in my family, my fitness, my finances, and then of course my fun. My fun is encompassing all of these. My faith is encompassing all of these. So, but my fun is so important. I believe that as a culture, as a people, whether you pink, white, black, purple, blue, we all can do a better job at tending to the fun in our lives. Life is so short. And none of us knows when our time is over. None of us knows that, right? But if you spend your life almost living it like if it's your last, fun is going to be incorporated in there in some way, shape, fashion, or form. So my fun consists of so many things. It's somebody asked me the other day, do you mud ride? I love all that type of stuff because I love having fun. So if you are not on my social media platforms, make sure you follow me on my Facebook under Nina Marie, under my Instagram, real_Nina Marie. And of course, your girl is finally on TikTok, at least in the meantime, depending on what they're about to do with it, right? But on TikTok, I'm under Real Nina Marie. If you are not yet following me on my social media platforms, please take a moment to do so now because you are not going to want to miss out on the fun that we are having and that we are getting ready to have. Okay. So, speaking of fun, let me talk about that for a moment. I am doing a inaugural family and friends cruise that I am just super excited about. You talking about the good life, baby? You talking about the good life, right? You have not been on a vacation until you have been on a cruise ship. And I know. So many people, I can't drink all that water. I can't, we got all these excuses while robbing ourselves of living the good life. I had met a older couple, Mr. Tom and his beautiful wife. Shouts out to them. And I met Mr. Tom and his bride probably about 8 years ago on a cruise. We were on a cruise. It was an actual work cruise. So we were on a cruise. And this was Mr. Tom and his wife's first time ever cruising. And they had never cruised, although they were almost 75 at the time. They had never cruised for a lot of reasons why many people don't cruise, especially my culture. Okay. So Mr. Tom and his wife took this cruise, faced their fears, and every year since then, Mr. Tom and his wife has done a cruise at least twice a year, for sure once if they don't go more than once a year. I'm telling you, that type of vacation is the good life. So this family and friends inaugural cruise is for everybody, anybody. It could just be you. Make it a singles cruise. Tell your single boys, tell your single girls to come on because there's going to be some singles on the ship, right? It can be for you and your boo. Okay. Y'all probably have not. I could stand to be corrected because I know some people, some of my friends, most of my friends travel extensively. So if this is you, wonderful. You already got your October trip planned. If this is not you, then shame on you, because once you start traveling with your boo, it's going to take y'all relationship to a whole nother level. So you are more than welcome to join us as well with your boo, because it's going to be couples on the ship. You can also bring the family, baby. My babies will be there. Lord willing, my future grand to be will be on the ship with us. So it is definitely a family-friendly cruise, and you will not want to miss this. I am excited about it, y'all. We will be porting out of New Orleans, baby, as they say. We're porting out of New Orleans October 12th through the 16th. So make sure that you are on this ship, okay? October 12th through the 16th out of New Orleans. And if you are interested, the first part of your registration, somebody say first, right? The first part of your registration is making sure that you put your name on the list. So, how do you do that? You can text the number 81010. So 81010 is the number that you texting. I know it's only 5 digits, 81010. And then in the message of that text, you're going to want to put the @ symbol. Yes, let's go. That's the @ symbol. Yes, YES, let's, LETS, GO for go, all one word. And you want to group that all together, including the @ symbol. Okay. So text the number 81010, the @ symbol, yes, let's go. And that is your first step to getting on this ship with us. Now, let me be the first to tell you, if you have not already seen the flyers, if you've seen the flyers, the choice of you already registering is very high, because the prices, y'all, cannot be beat. I'm telling you, this trip has been priced, as the kids say, to the gods, baby. Okay. So make sure you get yourself on the ship for October 12th through the 16th. Text that number and you will definitely be added in, and you'll start the process from there. $50 deposits are due immediately. So make sure that, and the price will increase after April 15th. Okay. So make sure you are texting that number, getting your name on that list so you can have your face in the place in regards to getting on this and All Grow Family and Friends cruise. Lots of fun that's going to happen. We're actually having a spade tournament, a domino tournament. There's a 90s party on the ship. And there's going to be a couple of things that's going to enhance your life. I know there's going to be a Divas of Destinations time, and that's just where the girls is going to get together on the ship at a certain time. It's just going to be a lot. So you're not going to want to miss this. If you got teenagers that's going to be on the ship, Spot Successfully Preparing Our Teens International is going to be hosting a short portion of that for the youth. It's going to be something on that ship for everybody. So I would definitely encourage you to get your name on that list so that your face can be in the place. And again, if you are not following me on my social media platforms, make sure that you take a moment to do that. Nina Marie on Facebook, real_Nina Nina Marie on Instagram, and Real Nina Marie on TikTok. You will see that coming down the funnels just massively as we continue to pull that off. I'm excited about those of you that I have not yet met yet, that I'm seeing in the registration log. I'm looking so forward to this trip. And again, if you know me, you know I love to have fun. So this is getting ready to be off the chain. Okay. Also, I am gearing up for my 45th birthday. Okay. And again, you'll see all this on my social media platforms as well. I'm going to be doing a 45-day shindig, to 45 to 45. Okay. So I'm excited about that on this upcoming week kicking off. which will be 45 days to my 45th birthdays, Lord willing. Okay. So super excited about that. And that's why you do not want to miss what is coming down the pipeline in those social media platforms. Because if you're an actor, baby, you want to be a part of this. If you do anything in the art side, there's so many things that is coming down the pipeline that I am ecstatic about, that I'm going to be spending the next 45 days talking about how you can get plugged in and where you can get plugged in at. So make sure you are following me on those social media platforms. And I definitely want to see you on that cruise. Okay. So today we're talking about the good life, right? And even let me do this real fast. Because as we're talking about the good life, this is something that sits, close by, obviously. And the important part about what this represents is exactly what it says: self-care guide. And I want you to just take a moment. I know it's clear there, you can see it. But just take a look at some of the things that's on this list that, unfortunately, we often forget about, right? And this was just so fitting for today, because the topic of today, as I share these last few minutes with you, is just clearly understanding that you owe you. You owe you. I want that to marinate for a second. You owe you. As women, particularly, and not just women, particularly women, but a people as a culture. I mean, as a whole, not just culturally. I find this to be very, and I travel the world speaking to businesses, churches, and organizations, leading trainings, and we are, believe it or not, more alike than we are different across the spectrum. No matter if you pink or purple, brown or blue, we are more similar than we have the differences. And what I found as a common denominator across the board pertaining to people is that we tend to care for and tend to, let me say it again. We tend to care for and tend to other people much more than we do ourselves. And this self-care guide, it was cute when I bought it, but because I'm such an advocate of self-care, because I told y'all my walls speak. I don't care if it's stuff like this. My walls speak to me because I want reminders. I'm looking at a sign right here that says, and y'all, I handwrite this. This is like on my dry erase board. Okay. Got a couple of them in the house that I can interchange, right? But I'm looking at my board here that says, he who has a slack hand becomes poor, but the hand of the diligent makes rich. And that's out of Proverbs 10:4. Yep, 10:4. But we just tend to care for everybody else. And then we look up and wondering why our health is where it is, wondering why our finances is where it is, wondering why we're in situations that we've gotten ourselves into. And a lot of times we can look back over it and it is attached to what we may have done or what we may have contributed to the success of someone else. Yes or yes. Right? So I wanted to talk about just you owe you this month. It's the top of the month. It's my first show of the month. And I want you to know that you owe you. Sometimes we tend to feel guilty Can you believe that people will feel guilty about putting themselves first, about taking care of themselves, about doing what they need to do for them, because they're so used to serving and tending to and caring for everybody else? So I've learned that people will even be or feel guilty of just themselves, right? Because of that reason particularly. I found that to be amazing a lot of times. So you owe you this month. What are your goals? What are your dreams? What's your mission this month? Where are you headed? I mean, those are things that is important for you to ask yourself long before you can ever even move forward in this month. What are some self-care things that you can even apply in your everyday life? Right? I took a bubble bath. I love my self-care bubble baths. Believe it or not, that's a bubble bath. That's a part of my self-care because I take a lot of showers. But when I can stop and take me a bubble bath, you're talking about the ultimate self-care. You can screenshot this, take a picture, whatever you need to do. I think the only thing I haven't done on here in a long time is paint a picture. And when I looked at this the other day, I was like, oh, what a perfect self-care. Paint a picture. So that's something on my list this month. But you owe you. What are you going to owe you in this month? Because if you aim at nothing, you're going to get nothing every time. So this month, I want to focus on some playbook rules, if you will. I believe in books, y'all. I do. I believe in books. And this is a playbook, 52 rules to aim, shoot, right? To aim and shoot and score in the game we call life. We're going to talk about the playbook this month. Because I am very clear that you cannot go nowhere until you understand where you're going. Because like I said, if you aim at nothing, you're going to get nothing every time. And within this book, what I love about it, and I actually got it for my son. And I fell in love with the book so tough, I bought it from the library. I know, I bought it. Because I understand that what you say to yourself, how you say what you say to yourself is important. What you allow other people to speak into your life is just as important. What you not saying to yourself is just as important as what you are saying to yourself. Because it's important for us. It's like there's a book that says what to say to yourselves. I think it's called I know I'm gonna butcher the title, but it's what to say to yourselves when you're talking to yourself or something like that. Oh, I wish I knew it. I ain't got time to go and get it for y'all. But that's so important. And my friends, my family, everybody know. Everyone's know that you're not just getting ready to speak any old thing into my life. You can't speak any old thing over my kids. None of that stuff. Because I understand the power of this thing. So when we talk about you on you this month, we're going to spend, Lord willing, the month of April. We're going to be talking about my 45 to 45. But it's such a reflection to me of just the gratitude that I have in life and how important it is to not only speak life into your life, but to have the right people around you that can pour and speak into your life as well. And I don't care if that's people that you know. I don't care if it's audios you listening to. I don't care if it's videos that you're watching, books that you're reading. It's so important for you to surround yourself with people that understand that where you are in life or where you started at in life does not dictate how life will end for you. So you owe you today and beyond. If you listening and you hear me, just take your index finger, whether it's your left hand or your right hand. and just take it and push the reset on your life as of today. You owe you. And you owe you to be the best, very best version of you that you can possibly be, whatever that looks like. Now, I'm not talking about perfection, because do we got to be perfect out here? Absolutely not. No, we don't. We're not called to be perfect. We're just called to be the best version of us that we can possibly be. So I want to leave you with a couple of these quotes, because if you want to be a baller and you want to win this game of life, there's some rules that we got to follow. And I tell my own children, as well as the students that I've served over the last 30 years. Shouts out to the Spot International, successfully preparing our routines. If you got any youth and you're in the city of Shreveport, Bossier, we're an international program that you are invited to join us, because I personally believe that we got to successfully prepare tomorrow's future. But I tell my own babies and students all the time that there are no ties in life. Period. You rather win or you lose. There are no ties. And this first quote says, want to be a baller? Know the rules. Want to do better in school? Know the rules. Want to have better relationships? Know the rules. Want to succeed in the game of life, baby? Know the rules. Okay? It says, whatever you're in life, life is a game of, life is a sport that we all got to play. See, you might have been good in basketball, you may have been good in track, you may have been good at hockey, whatever your sport was. May not have been my sport. But we all have to participate in this sport we call life. And I want you to think about this quote. Sports, okay, teaches you character. Life teaches you character, believe it or not. It teaches you to play by the rules. It teaches you to know how it feels when you're up and when you're down, when you win and when you lose. But overall, in sports teaches us life. So I want you to know that over the next couple of weeks, as we jump out in here into this April month, bonjour April, right? That means hello April, right? That, I love that quote. Actually, that's in my planner. You're going to hear about that coming too. So excited. But welcome April. And I want you to understand that as of today, April 4th, at 6:13 p.m. Central Standard Time. No, it's a little bit later, but I said it then. When you push, you hit the reset button. And understanding that you owe you before you can do and care for or tend to anybody else. And a heart of a pill as that is to swallow, you can take that one to the bank. You owe you. And until you understand that, then every other thing and relationship attached to you will suffer in some way, shape, fashion, or form, especially you. So, this good life that we're talking about, we might as well live it to the best of our ability. We're not no cats out here. We don't get 9. We don't get 9 lives. We get 1. Uno. That's all we get. So you want to make sure that you are living your best life, this good life that Kanye talked about, but making sure that you understand the philosophy that you owe you. So I will look to see you all again, same place, next week, as we continue to chime through this 45 to 45, y'all. Make sure you follow me on my social media platforms so you can hear of the things that are coming up. There's going to be a women's photo shoot in there, all of that good stuff, y'all. Some productions coming down that I am ecstatic about, short films. It's just a lot going on. And as long as I am here with this breath in my body, I'm here for it. Why? Because I know that I owe me. There's so many gifts and talents in each of us, and I can only really speak for me. There's so many gifts and talents in each of us that my goal, when you see 1978 dash to 2000 and whatever on my tombstone, that within that dash, my dash speaks emptiness of my life. Knowing that I've given everything that I've gotten, at least as much as I know back, because I understood the concept of me on me to become the best version of me that I can possibly be. So, hope that you took a nugget or two. Make sure you even reach out, shoot me your aha moments. What did you get out of today type of thing? What stuck out? Where can we go? Just share your thoughts with me on my social media platforms. Again, you can find me on Facebook under Nina Marie, Instagram, real_Nina Marie, and on TikTok, real Nina Marie. Thank you all for tuning in with your girl Nina Marie, your unity in the community kind of chick, with another episode of Life Talks, and we will be back again, Lord willing, y'all. Peace.